Good afternoon. I'm Nat Cronholm, Deputy Chief here at Front Range Fire Rescue, and I welcome all of you to this event. Today is a great day for Front Range Fire Rescue and marks the next chapter in our organization. Today, we will honor and welcome our new fire chief by performing the traditional fire service change of command, and then we will say goodbye to our retiring chief through our FRFR last shift ceremony. Take a moment, please silence your phones. We ask that if you can, please rise for the presentation of colors by members of the Front Range Fire Rescue Honor Guard, the Red, White, and Blue Fire Protection District Honor Guard, South Metro Fire Rescue Honor Guard, and the Colorado Emerald Society Pipes and Drums.
On your mark, personnel. Over 10. Fire command. Prepare to post. Post. Go. Present. Arch. Order. Arch.
Now will you please join me in a moment of silence for our friends and relatives who could not be here today, for those who are no longer with us, and for those firefighters, police officers, and military service personnel who have made the ultimate sacrifice. All guests, Front Range personnel, please take your seats. I'd like to invite Front Range Fire Rescue Board President Darren Rutt to say a few words.
Well, if that won't get your blood pumping, thank you, pipes and drums. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. It's both an honor and an emotional moment as we gather to celebrate the retirement of someone who has not only led our organization with vision and strength, but who has also profoundly shaped the direction, values, and resilience of Front Range Fire Rescue, Chief Michael West. Since 2019, Chief West has been more than just a leader. He has been a visionary, a mentor, a friend, and a relentless advocate for safety and innovation. He's been a commanding presence through times of change, and his list of accomplishments is extensive and, more importantly, transformative. Under Chief West's leadership, we saw the integration of a third response company, adding not just equipment and staffing, but improving how we serve our community when seconds count. He facilitated the creation of the Way, which is the culture Front Range Fire lives by. But perhaps what stands out most about Chief West's leadership is the balance between professional excellence and personal well-being. From launching the therapy dog program to starting transcendental meditation and sleep deprivation initiatives to implementing mental health and cancer prevention programs, he recognized that to protect others, we must first protect ourselves. He helped the board to understand the union's role in the fire service, and we now have the IAFF Local 5400. He worked to drop borders with the neighboring departments in Colorado through automatic aid partnerships, modernized our fire station facilities, and prepared us for future growth with risk assessments and strategic forecasting. And somehow all of this was achieved without a tax increase, while maintaining a strong reserve fund. That is a testament not only to his leadership, but to his integrity and fiscal responsibility. From firefighter wellness to interagency coordination, from developing the next generation of leaders through succession planning, Chief West is leaving us in the capable hands of Chief Ryan Roberts. Chief West did not simply manage the department, he moved it forward, and Chief Roberts will continue to improve our department. Chief, your legacy will live on forever at Front Range Fire Rescue, the towns we serve, the state of Colorado, and all over the country. Your efforts to keep our community safe by encouraging our firefighters to be better every day will leave a lasting impact. We thank you for your guidance, your dedication, your heart, and your service. You leave behind an organization not just ready for the future, but inspired to meet with the same courage and wisdom and compassion that you showed every single day. And Chief, today I'm not sure if you rode your new Harley, but if you did, it would be a great storybook ending as you ride off into the sunset. So, congratulations on your retirement, Chief. You've earned it. You'll always be a part of this family, and we will be forever grateful for everything you've done. Thank you, Chief.
At this time, I invite Chief West, IAFF Local 5400 President Zach Rodriguez, Board President Darren Rutt, and Chief Roberts to the stage as we start the change of command. The change of command ceremony is rooted in the uniformed services history dating back to the 18th century. At that time, organizational flags known as guidons were developed with color arrangements and symbols unique to each particular unit. The unit's troops would dedicate their loyalty and trust to this flag and its commander. The person who held the flag also held the soldier's allegiance. This symbolic tradition has survived throughout military history. This change of command ceremony is a formal, time-honored tradition conducted before the assembled members of the command, transferring total responsibility and authority from one person to another. Assuming command of a fire service organization means the ultimate responsibility to the citizens we protect and our organization's uniformed and non-uniformed members. When a fire service change of command occurs, the department colors are passed to the individual assuming command. This gesture is accomplished in front of the department so that all may see and witness their new leader assuming their dutiful position. We begin by passing the flag from our members to Chief West, indicating respect for his time with us.
Reset. Arms. Ready. Step.
We will now pass our flag from Chief West to IAFF Local 5400 President Rodriguez. This is symbolic of the members receiving vision and leadership from Chief West over the last 6 years, and for Chief West's gratitude for the honor of serving the members of Front Range Fire Rescue and the communities we protect.
Reset. Arms. Ready. Step.
The flag will now be passed symbolically from our members to Board President Rutt. This gesture demonstrates the support and solidarity of our board's choice of Chief Roberts and shows that our members remain loyal to the organization and our new leader.
Reset. Arms. Ready. Step.
Our flag is now presented from the board to Chief Roberts. This is in recognition of our new leader's responsibility. By passing our flag, we acknowledge and proclaim the support of the membership, the board, and the entire community.
Reset. Arms. Ready. Step.
With this, we have officially changed command. Congratulations, Chief Roberts. I'd now like to invite Chief Roberts' family to the stage. Chief Roberts will now be sworn into office by Board President Rutt and have his badge and collar brass pinned onto his uniform by his wife Kelsey, his brother Justin, and his grandmother Betty.
I state your name.
I, Ryan Roberts,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the constitutions
that I will support and defend the constitutions
of the United States and the state of Colorado.
of the United States and the state of Colorado.
I will uphold the statutes and ordinances
I will uphold the statutes and ordinances
of the communities we serve,
of the communities we serve,
as well as the policies and procedures
as well as the policies and procedures
of Front Range Fire Rescue.
of Front Range Fire Rescue.
I will faithfully perform the duties of fire chief for our district,
I will faithfully perform the duties of fire chief of our district,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
I will always strive to be a model
I will always strive to be a model
of courage, compassion, and professionalism,
of courage, compassion, and professionalism,
and to do my part to exemplify the FRFR way.
and to do my part to exemplify the FRFR way. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. Family, friends, members of Front Range Fire, members of the Greater Fire Service that we see in the room, whether I know you or not, thank you for coming to support Chief West and I both. First and foremost, I want to thank my family, my wife Kelsey, my daughters Cora and Hadley, as well as my extended family for all the support and love that they've always given me to help me fulfill my wishes, dreams, and adventures that I've been able to accomplish. I also want to thank the board of Front Range Fire, the extended fire service community, and every member of Front Range Fire sitting here next to me today for their support. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank Chief West, not only for what he's done for me personally, but what he's done for each and every one of us in the past, as well as each and every member standing here today likely has a story of how Chief West has had a positive impact in their lives. Chief, we will honor and build on the legacy that you've started each and every day at Front Range Fire. A change of command is more than a formal tradition. It is a moment to honor the past, recognize the present, and look forward to the future. It is both humbling and inspiring for me to stand before you today as your fire chief. It is not lost on me as to what this moment represents for our department, for our communities, and for me personally. As I step into the role as fire chief, I know that leadership isn't about position. It's about responsibility, mentorship, and vision. Many will often ask what the department will look like in 3 years from now, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now. While no one can predict every detail, we know this much: change is inevitable. For those of you that drove here today, you likely had to get routed onto different county roads or take a different path than you may have thought was going to be your primary path. We have so much growth already occurring, and more is coming every day. Readiness doesn't mean doing everything at once. It means doing the right things for the right reason at the right time. And it starts with our people. Each and every one of you. You are the foundation of our department, and it's not just the uniforms and titles, but it's the human beings behind the badge. Of the 49 members, we also have more than 100 family members, wives, kids, spouses, partners who support them and allow them to be the heartbeat of our organization. Each and every one of us will continue to live by the FRFR way, not just in name, but in how we lead, support one another, and serve the community. We've woven wellness into the culture, recognizing that mental, emotional, physical, and social well-being are all essential to us providing the highest level of service. I will promise you we'll continue to invest in those characteristics. We'll continue to build on what's already in place, develop leaders at every level, and create the kind of environment of where people want to come and work and stay. We will be the place people talk about saying, "Did you hear what Front Range Fire is doing for our people?" As stated earlier, our area is growing quickly. With that growth brings opportunities and challenges. As neighborhoods expand, roads stretch farther, and call volumes rise, we cannot afford to be reactive. We must be proactive and deliberate in how we plan for the future. That means our stations will be built for tomorrow, staffing plans will evolve with the demand, and equipment will be reliable and sustainable. Data-driven decisions will reflect real-world needs. No one does this work alone. Not me, not any one of you, not any one agency. As we can see here, we have many agencies that are all working together on a daily basis. That's neighboring fire departments, Local 5400, civic leaders, developers, and each and every one of our members. The path forward will be rooted in collaboration and open communication. Whether it's joint training, regional partnerships, or a conversation around the kitchen table, our relationships will define our successes. Part of staying ready is the willingness to evolve. We will never stop learning, never stop asking how we can be better, whether it's how we respond to a call, manage a budget, or engage our community. There will always be room to grow. We have a strategic plan, a community risk assessment, and clear goals, but we also have something more important: the voices of our people and of the community. I will continue to ask for input, encourage new ideas, seek innovation, and lean into the collective knowledge in this room. Some of the best answers are already here. We just have to ask and listen to them. So today, as I accept the responsibility of the Fire Chief of Front Range Fire Rescue, I do so with the deep appreciation of Chief West, Chief Bateman, who were the first two fire chiefs of Front Range Fire, as well as the past fire chiefs of Johnstown and Milliken fire districts, which quite a few we have sitting in the room with us today. My commitment to you is simple: to lead with courage, compassion, and professionalism, to never lose sight of our mission, and to ensure that when someone dials 911, they receive a response that reflects the very best of who we are day in and day out. It is my honor to serve this department and the community into the future. We are in this together, one department, one mission, one community. Together, we'll continue to deliver big city service with small town heart today, tomorrow, and into the future. Thank you.
We will now transition to our last shift ceremony. First, I bring your attention to the flag and bell located on the table. The flag we will be using for this ceremony was lowered 6 years ago today at South Metro Fire Rescue Station 34 as part of Chief West's retirement from that agency. This bell was presented to him at that time. On June 28, 2019, after Chief West was sworn in as FRFR's new chief, this flag was raised at our Station 1 to symbolize the start of his time with us. This flag has been on display in his office every day since. It was again flown outside of this station on his final day with us at Front Range Fire Rescue.
All uniformed personnel, attend. Hook. Flight major, by your command. Reset. Order.
Throughout the history, the life of a firefighter has been closely associated with the ringing of a bell. In the early days, when firefighters began their tour of duty, the bell started the shift. Throughout the day and night, a bell sounded each alarm, which called our predecessors to the incident. Each call came with the possibility of risking their life for the good of our fellow man. When the alarm was completed, the bell rang to signal the conclusion of our duty. Today, Chief West has completed his task. His tour of duty for the citizens of Front Range Fire Rescue's district and the fire service itself is through. We will never know how many lives he has affected, but suffice it to say, it was many. Mike, we love you. You will always be our friend and our brother. It has been an honor to serve alongside you. You have been a shining example of what it means to have lived the FRFR way. And now we will ring this bell, 3 rounds of 3 rings, in honor of and tribute to your courage, compassion, and professionalism.
West, direct you to your final inspection of Front Range Fire Rescue members.
Uniformed members of the audience, you can please take your seats.
there's times you probably carry yourself on and you knew what you could, but you wanted to be at least called this school and that kind of like passion when it comes to a really dedicated person. Because they haven't shown by the power of meals and sacrifice. Let's talk about it. Chicago. You made your last call. You made your last call. You gave service, you gave patience, all that you did. You were in time. You were truly good. You used up partly virus in the other places that you have. It's your legacies, of leadership that you have. We're all honored to call you Chief High West. Chief High West. You have set an example for us to follow. And you're headed in a positive direction.
Honor guard. Left base. Forward march. All uniform personnel, take seats.
The FRFR Board of Directors will now present a gift to Chief West.
Thank you, Chief, for everything you've done for us.
The Executive Board of the IAFF Local 5400 will now present a gift to Chief West.
Chief, on behalf of Local 5400, it's been an honor to be working by your side. Not a lot of people know this, so I'm here to spread the word, as you are a leader and a mentor to many fire chiefs. But the local wouldn't have formed if it wasn't for you, nudging us to come together as a union and form. And with that, you always had an open door policy, allowing us to come and talk about anything as you would talk with us. And you told many members here about you needing some room for a coin board. So the membership came together and we got you this gift. Brand new corn board. Now you can start to fill it up. We do have one other gift. It's the first coin to put on there. Hopefully as you look at it more and more, you see the little hints that we put in there for you. Thank you, Chief.
Damn. Ryan said thank you to everyone, and I'll just say it again for such a great turnout. Chiefs from other departments, chiefs that I used to work for, and just so many friends and family. It means the world. For the board of directors, I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime. They took a chance on a guy who had not been a fire chief, a guy who felt a lot more comfortable in burning buildings than in an office. And I'm not ever sure that I got really comfortable being in an office, but what I did get comfortable in is believing in this organization and these people over here, the vision that we pursued together. Thank you so much. To the senior leadership team, thank you for your dedication, collaboration, confidence, and occasionally patience. Leadership transitions aren't always easy. They're defining moments, but I have no doubt that FRFR is in great hands with Chief Roberts at the helm, and the future is bright. And again, to the members, past and present, I know we've got a couple of older members here. You have all been the foundation and the heart of this organization, and certainly of my service. You've challenged me, some of you more than others, inspired me, and made every day on the job something that I'm proud of, proud to wake up for, and you make this department exceptional. And to my friends, I got a lot of them here. I came in, got caught in that traffic jam back there. Thank you guys for being here. It means the world. To the fellow fire chiefs that are around the room. You've brought a great deal to my life and been a support system when I've needed it, and I appreciate all of you for all the things that you've done. And last, to my family and loved ones, I did my very best not to infect you with some of the stuff that we see on the job. Try not to share those things because we don't want anyone else to experience what we have to see. As we often say, no one should see what we see, but it is part of the job. But I always knew that you had my back, and I love you. 6 years ago, I shared a video with the members of FRFR, and in it, we talked about a vision of where I hoped we could go as an organization during my time here. Didn't know how long that time would be, but it was the right amount of time. I said that we wanted us all to have an organization that wasn't just built to last, but built to grow and last. I believed in capturing and documenting the FRFR way. The culture was already here, but we just needed to put it in words and write it down and be able to pass it on to the next generations. It's about our culture and our values, and the way that we treat each other in the communities that we serve, and you are all just such fantastic examples of it. We focused on growing leaders, especially in this front row. So many of these individuals were not in the formal leadership positions when we first got here, but they're absolutely the very best to lead this organization into the future. We focused on growing those leaders and deepening our bench so that someday the people who replaced us would come from within. And today, that's happening today. We made a commitment to be a recognized leader in Northern Colorado and across the state, and I think we've done that. And finally, I wanted to ensure that Front Range Fire Rescue was a place that people didn't just come to work, that they came, they worked, they thrived, and they retired from, just like I'm doing today. And these goals weren't just strategies, they were commitments to culture and to sustainability and the kind of department that I believed that we could become, and we have become. I've always believed that man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore, and that quote has carried me through some uncertain moments, and it reminded me that growth requires a little fear and sometimes a lot of faith, but it's also what allowed us to innovate while honoring the traditions that brought us here. And most of you, especially on that side of the room, it's almost like the 8th grade dance, it feels like. It's side of the room, the other side of the room. But this side of the room certainly knows that tradition is an important part of my DNA in the fire service. Since 1993, I've carried my grandfather's badge. Every time I wear this uniform, it's in my pocket. Today, with it, I have my father's badge. He joined the volunteer fire department in 1961. Last December, he and I met at our old volunteer department in New Jersey, relived some old stories and had some good moments. And he passed away just 2 months ago, unexpectedly. And I truly wish he was sitting among you so that I could pass that retirement flag to him once again like I did 6 years ago today. Good dog. Seneca said that none of us can choose our parents, but we can all choose whose children we want to be. I would pick no one other than David West to be my dad. And as my close friends know, over the last few years, I've discovered a little bit of unusual family history I didn't know about until recently. And in fact, my birth father, who I never knew, was also a fire chief. And today is the 19th anniversary of his death. And I have his collar brass on my uniform today. On that side of my birth history, I'm a third-generation career fire chief. And on the west side of my family history, I'm a fourth-generation firefighter. This year, 2025, marks 120 years since someone with the last name of West has actively been a firefighter. That's right, ever since 1905. And in just a few minutes, that era officially ends. There's a certain amount of pride coming and continuing a family legacy, and a little bit of sorrow being the last link in that chain. But someone asked me recently, what are you most proud of in your career? And at that time, I didn't have a really good answer, but I certainly have thought about it a lot ever since that. And so here's my final answer on what I'm most proud of. I'm most proud of my coaching tree. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that term, it comes from sports. It refers to coaches who mentored others who later became coaches themselves. It's a legacy not about trophies, but of people, of growth and knowledge passed down and then carried forward. So I'm not proud of some building that some of us in the room saved together. I'm not proud of some strategy or some program that we implemented. I'm most proud of the people that became chiefs and assistants and deputies and battalions, company officers, firefighters who spent their entire life being great firefighters, engineers. That's what I'm most proud of, those that I came across. Hopefully I had a little bit of positive influence, ones who call for advice or a shoulder, the ones that really inspired me even though they didn't know they were doing it at the time. That's the legacy that I care about. That's what will outlive me and the family name. So while the West family name is no longer on the roster, I believe the values that I hold dear, our values, will live on through all of you. Through the way you lead, through the way you serve, and the way that you lift others up as you climb. Thank you again for this journey. Thanks for the laughs, the memories. Thanks even for the hard days. And especially for the great ones. I leave proud and fulfilled. Deeply grateful for all of you. And those that know the answer to this question, I could use a little help for a second. Who had it better than me? Nobody. Thank you.
request, on behalf of all of us that call you our brother, you are cleared for retirement and from your service at Front Range Fire Rescue. We love you. God bless. Enjoy the ride. Come back for coffee. See you soon.
All uniform personnel, present arms. Order, arms.
Thank you all for being with us here today. We invite you to stay, enjoy refreshments and conversation. Thanks.
All uniform personnel, dismissed.